第18章啊，倒数第4章了。这章有2个，一个是跟那个 Marcus， 也就是最早很早，应该第1章吧，第1本书的第1章出来当过小偷，被 Remigius 好像打断腿了，打断腿跑掉那位会再出来。然后另外一个应该是跟那个 Hamley 对峙的时候，2个反正走了再说。一开始我都不知道在哪儿出来，这是在这儿是吧？对 ，take a walk。Leave Prior's room。就这儿是吧？这儿是那个 House of Prior。Path around the cathedral。这儿呢 cathedral。Still at work. Maybe he cannot sleep at well. Jack is still at work.
A magnificent cathedral.
Magnificent cathedral.
But I would have been more than content with the old one, had it not been burned to the ground.
Graves. Here they all lie in wait. Dearest friends that went before me. When my time comes, I shall see them again. Here they all lie in wait.
If James died in that fire,
James.
then what happened to his remains? He was never properly buried, and that is Jack's fault.
我靠，这都行，那只能往那儿走了。哎
Hello?
有个人跑掉了。
I saw someone.
那个可能就是 Marcus 是吧？那个就是 Marcus。你必须要举报了他被打走了，然后才会有这段剧情。原来这里都跑掉了，还有那么多人，跑来跑去。Cathedral. Jack outdid himself. England never saw a cathedral like this. 什么？在这个年代，可能太高了，相对来说，正常情况应该见不到这么高。什么东西
That came from the kitchen.
果然是要去 kitchen 是吧？这就是 Marcus 那个剧情。也就是说，如果你当时第1章你知道了 Marcus 的这个恶行，你没有把他报告给 Remigius， 就没有把他赶走的话，这里这成就就没有了。怎么办呢？你必须从头再打，必须从第1章的那个地方再打，那就蛋疼了，那么就要人命了。你中间的剧情都是扯淡的，你就为了刷这种事，干嘛？谁啊？
Oh, it's you.
You startled me.
我靠！
I thought I heard something. Was that you?
No, but I heard it too. Maybe Aliena came back.
艾莲还没回来是吗？
No, she's asleep.
回来了。
She returned a few hours ago. Damn it.
Jack.
Sorry. There's someone in the kitchen.
Yes, I think you're right.
不能说脏
Stay
话的
behind
是吧？
me. I'll go ahead.
连 damn it 都不能说。我操！这个就是 Marcus 了是吧 ？Marcus 已经变成 outlaw 了是吧？现在是谁的视角？看左看剧情是吧？不能点了。
There's someone in here.
不止一个人。Ward is scoff.
Outlaws. They are probably just after food. I will talk to them. All right.
不怕被干掉吗？要交流是吧 ？What was that noise？ 也不能点别的了是吧 ？Outlaws. They are forced to steal. Terrible times. How desperate they must be.
Please. Listen. We don't mean you harm.
Philip, be careful! Damn it. Philip, throw me a stone.
But
不会被干掉了吧？
No! Philip!
被干掉了是吧 ？Game over 了。我操！还有这种剧情？这里的 QTE 好快啊！我看。这 Marcus 还真是白眼狼啊！还真有啊！这第二次是必经的，非常快的速度。但好像没有点几次就会失败，可以多点，只是我一直没点到。
mean you harm.
那个太快了，必须要那个预判。
Philip, be careful! Damn it.
看到这点肯定你来不及了。
Philip, throw me a stone.
要预判。
Jack, no! It's him.
谁啊
Brother Marcus.
？Brother Marcus。
Brother Marcus.
He took Cuthbert's keys to steal food here from the kitchen. Because of me,
他居然回来了
Remigius found
啊！对，是 Philip 告状的。
and he left. We never saw him again.
Looks like he came back.
现在已经是 outlaw 了。
You didn't mean for this to happen.
Marcus 修士，
No, but
What about him? Don't be afraid.
我操！
why did you do that, you animal? I will get the others.
No!
What?
He's just a child.
Just a child. Jack forgave the child. Just like that. And I forgave him.
啊，Brother
For
Marcus
that was what he had been when he arrived in
为
Kingsbridge.
过去的行为负责。
Just
原来
a
如此
child.
啊，行，原来如此，这样是吧？当时你把他赶走
Who
了，
was
反而
I
会引来
to。judge this man for not confessing earlier what he had done? I had never told his wife, Aliena, that I was responsible for her fate, and for her father's. Even that night, when we all met, I did not dare to tell her.
The walls of Kingsbridge weren't enough anymore. The outlaws had found a way in. We weren't safe in our homes.
So this is what it has come to. Kingsbridge is under attack.
哦
Why didn't Uncle Richard chase them away?
，Sally，
Why?
Now, do not exaggerate. This is not a siege.
We only saw 2 of them, and one of them was a child.
But they almost killed you.
Philip blame the drought. Aliena blame William. Blame politics. Calm them down 。4个人都能对话。
They were just looking for food. They didn't mean any harm.
It's the drought. It destroyed all the crops. They must eat something.
Desperate or not, they're only the vanguard of a full-scale invasion.
If we had a decent earl, the people wouldn't be starving.
It is all too easy to blame a desperate child. Forgiveness is much harder.
It is.
But forgive we must.
Can you? Forgive, I mean.
I already have.
Hamley is the reason for this. He's to blame. It's that simple.
Well, he won't be Earl for long. The Treaty of Wallingford has been signed at last. It's only a matter of time until things change.
What treaty? Winchester is in turmoil about this right now. Stephen and Maud have signed the treaty. Maud's son, Duke Henry, is to be crowned the next king.
And, by agreement, all lands are to be returned to their previous owners.
But Stephen will continue to rule as long as he lives.
The earldom will be ours again.
It will not.
Why the bloody hell not?
Bloody hell.
Language?
No one will enforce this until Stephen is dead.
What is to be done then?
Appeal the new king. Ask them to stay strong. Defend the outlaws. Give food to outlaws. 靠，这好难选，什么都不选，我怎么
Well,
样？
if they're hungry, can't we just give them something to eat? I'll share.
We should, and we will. But there are too many to feed them all.
We must do something.
Well, I cannot sit quietly and wait until Stephen dies of old age. The Treaty of Wallingford is in place. I won't wait for another 17 years. Not when I'm so close to fulfilling the promise I made to my father.
You're right, but it wasn't William Hamley who came here last night. It's the outlaws we need to worry about.
Well, what do we do about it?
还要选 Speak for the outlaws, turn outlaws against William， 这不是可以吗 ？Show compassion, fortify Kingsbridge, fortify。
Ha! You know, we could solve all our problems with one blow. We could either fight those outlaws, or we could make them fight for us.
Fight for you?
Right! We could make them attack William Hamley. Huh. And while they're busy killing each other, we can plan a surprise attack.
I won't have any of that.
What about his mother? I've heard that Hamley still listens to her, that she still has a say in Earl's Castle.
Yes, let's tell his mother.
If we spoke to Regan Hamley, we might not need a physical confrontation at all.
That'll never work. We have to assault them and take back our father's castle. Even if that means fighting alongside the outlaws.
I don't like either choice, to be honest.
Neither do I. So, what do you think, Aliena?
I will negotiate with Regan Hamley. I will talk to the outlaws. 这选哪个来着？反正有一个可以有。Choose to ally with outlaw 啊 ，choose to ally with outlaws。选这个。
I will talk to the outlaws. Maybe we can find someone who can speak on their behalf.
Vox Populi.
And if there's no one, then we will.
I'll ride with you.
You won't, Cub. Not with that leg of yours.
Your mother is right. Besides, if we all turn up, they might think we mean them harm.
只能让艾莲娜去了，去游说了，驱虎吞狼是吧 ？Kingsbridge 这里选项应该挺重要的，不能存档。Ride south，就艾利一个人吗 ？Lincoln, Winchester,
Our hopes of meeting allies on the
Salisbury.
road to Shiring were fading with every mile. The only people we saw were sitting by the side of the road, broken and
啊，就他
starving.
们两个是吧
Shiring was riddled with death and despair.
？Death and despair.
I'd heard that Wigley had just been raided by outlaws, leaving them almost entirely without cattle. Maybe someone there knew where the raiders had come from. But Calford, on the other hand, had a recent falling out with William Hamley. There was a chance that they would be quick to join our resistance.
啊，可以选了是吧 ？Wigley, ask about raiders in Wigley. Try to find Alice in Calford.
We entered the village. There was a weary young man trying to repair a roof. He pointed toward a ruined mill. Hamley's Mill, he called it, which used to have the right to grind all grain from the nearby villages. That was until a few days ago. Hamley had come to collect his share and, due to the famine, was met with empty coffers. Enraged, he'd killed the miller and had taken every last bag of flour belonging to the starving people of Calford. Many had fled into the forest, desperate for their lives.
Shiring, ride to Shiring. Ask about raiders in Hamley. 还能去那儿呢？右边还有点。
As we reached Wigley, we met a farmer tending to a scrawny chicken. She told us that Hamley had claimed ownership of all their cattle. Shortly after that, the cattle vanished. Raiders had taken it, throwing William Hamley into a fit of rage.
这不是 raiders， 不是 someone。
Some say they recognized the thieves, neighbors who had once lived among them. They were long believed to be among the dead. Were we really building our hopes on a pack of ghosts?
Huntley 跟这个 Shiring， 这个功能感觉真没什么用。Ride to Huntley， 这还能绕远路的。
The fields of Huntley spurred fond memories. Here, I'd negotiated my first deal to
啊，这个
transport
地方是吧？
and sell the
好
farm's
怀念。
land. Now the meadows had turned to straw, and the sheep were dead. Soon we reached Uncle Simon's abandoned hut. Our horses needed rest, so we wanted to leave them there while we looked around on foot. Then I remembered how Richard had been kicked by the man William had paid to catch us, and the horrible sounds he'd made lying there. Inside the hut, I was startled by a hunched figure hiding in a corner, nibbling on a lump of bread. Upon seeing us, the creature's eyes widened, like those of a frightened animal. I asked him where he got bread in times like these. Was it stolen? No, I got it from the butcher. The people at Sally's Quarry told me to ask the butcher, he blurted out, startled by his own voice. Mistaking our interest for greed, he wolfed down the rest of the bread. Before we could ask more, the frightened man jumped up and fled into the forest.
跑了。
The butcher. Was he the one we were looking for? A leader whom the downtrodden trusted and feared? Maybe we could find him at the quarry the man had mentioned.
哦，又有2个地方了是吧？要么去 Sharon， 要么先去 Quarry。我觉得先去吧，能去先去一下。这里一直不能存档是有点烦。
The abandoned quarry was teeming with activity. Many poor souls were gathering around a fireplace, boiling a stew from meat and turnips. It was plain to see that these people weren't held together by blood or profession, but by hunger and desperation. And by their numbers, I thought, that could make them quite dangerous. Were these outlaws?
Approach carefully, observe from afar. 先看远一点。
The outlaws were using a moss-covered cave and little huts as shelter. Through the cave entrance, we could see stacked crates of goods, most likely stolen. The outlaws were of varying ages and seemed almost peaceful in their little haven. Suddenly, we were startled by a shout. "Who are you?" a boy demanded with anger in his eyes. All eyes darted towards us. Their reactions were as varied as their faces. Some looked afraid, curious, and confused. Others were full of hatred and contempt. "We're not here to hurt you," I explained. "We just want to talk." "Where can I find the butcher?" I asked. Their faces expressed anger and fear. I explained that we were looking for food. They told us that the butcher was still in Monksfield, but that meat would come every couple of days. I said that wouldn't be a problem, not knowing what they meant. It looked like our path would lead us back to Monksfield.
Butcher 屠夫还能走 Monksfield. Return to Monksfield to ask about the butcher. 这里居然能选那么多呢，看来不是分支。就你是可以先打听，或者是选择不打听，直接 sharing 都可以。啊，这里能操纵了是吧？啊，这儿就是 butcher， 这儿居然算 butcher 了。可以操控的话，赶紧先存个档。它有中途不让你强制存档，就一旦像高那种故事，你不能按什么退出键打开这菜单界面是比较设计算是比较愚蠢的。Learn more about the butcher 是吧？什么 smoke? Second floor is entirely filled with smoke. Might be storing more meat up there. 腌肉蛋堡。Richard asked me to work lasts for a while. Excited to recruit more. 现在居然长成这副样子了。Rugged outlaw. Wasn't he here the other day? I wonder if he is an outlaw.
Thank you for giving me and my friend shelter the other day.
Weather's fine now, so what do you want this time?
Butcher.
We're looking for the butcher.
The butcher of Monksfield has long since moved away.
Damn, I can't believe it.
No need for cursing, young man. If you bring me an animal, I can prepare it for you.
Do people call you the butcher then?
Why'd you ask? What do you want?
Do you have a lot of outlaws passing by?
You don't see it in their faces, dear. But we all have been failed by the law and our leaders. Don't you agree?
I asked because we feel the same way. And we're looking for a way to make things right again.
Is that so?
We're looking to build an army to invade Earl's castle and kill Earl William
我直接就
Hamley.
kill 了。
Oh my. If it was that easy, someone would have done that a long time ago. The poor souls I meet, they're just simple people. They're not an army.
Lead them.
We would lead them.
I'm a knight. I know how to turn ordinary men into fighters.
In their condition, most of them can barely kill a chicken,
这么
let
废了吗
alone a man. These people are mothers, fathers, hard workers, yes, but they are not soldiers.
We'd reward them if they helped us.
You must know we are the rightful heirs to Earl Bartholomew of Shiring, and would show ourselves very generous.
So, you're just another pair of nobles who want to use us as pawns in their battle, to die for you.
It is the best chance we have. This is a battle for the sake of the people of Shiring, for all of us.
It's rubbish. It's what it is.
We are offering you a chance to rid the land of Hamley, to fight for your freedom.
The last time I saw you, you showed kindness toward that young woman who was with you. I am willing to listen to a good soul, but I won't help you blindly.
That woman that was here, that you helped, that was Hamley's wife. His wife, by God. How stupid do you think we are?
Right, it's a trap.
Well, how can these people put their life at risk if they do not trust you? You are not like us.
Yeah.
I know.
Stress that you would fight without them. Stress 不行，肯定要这样的。Stress
Oh, I know what it's like to live in poverty.
就知道是吧？
And just like you, we had William Hamley to thank for it.
But I also know that if one fights the right battles, that things can change for the better.
这里就是游说。
They're starving, my child. They are weakened by poverty, hunger, and illness. Who are you to think you can face William Hamley?
Yeah.
You! Who do you think you are?
Mention how your father was just a Earl. Stress that you are the rightful Stress.
We are the children of Bartholomew, Earl of Shiring.
Our father once ruled with a firm but benevolent hand. You must remember how good you had it.
Well, better than now, but that's easy.
He did have guts, though, trying to take on Stephen.
So, you are his daughter and son, you say?
Yes, all we know we learned from him.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Even if we work together, Hamley is too powerful.
You ask us to sacrifice our lives for your noble cause, these people will die.
Mention Philip's support. Assure their safety. Assure that you will make the same sacrifice. Make the same sacrifice.
We already have Kingsbridge on our side, including the bright mind of Prior Philip.
Oh, Philip of Kingsbridge. I have heard of him. A wise man, yes.
He took in the survivors of Hamley's raid of Earl's castle.
Yes, and I was one of them.
He wouldn't let anybody go into certain death. Their plan must be a good plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does.
I said it before. We all
Oh,
have
可以了
lost
是吧？
everything, except for our lives. We don't fight other people's battles.
But maybe this is our battle too.
My people will decide for themselves. But I will tell them, that I believe that it is indeed a battle worth fighting.
I thank you.
I pray that it will be worth it.
We will all pray, and then we fight.
啊，可以的什么？民意啊，叫民意什么？这还挺短的。Vox Populi， 英文这个单词，中文直接翻译成民意了。这个反正还是比较简单，这要不查一下 Vox Populi 我估计就是 population 的简称，反正应该是一个意思吧。Vox Populi 还有专门这么个单词啊，还真没有这么个单词啊。Vox Populi is a Latin phrase that literally means voice of the people 啊，那确实是 voice of the people 啊，是个拉丁语。The first outlaws have made their way into Kingsbridge. Your former novice, Brother Marcus, was one of the outlaws. You have a chance to take back Earth's Castle and to fulfill your oath. You found the leader of the outlaws. 就那个 old woman 是吧？ You made no promises regarding the safety of the outlaws if they chose to attack. You made no promises 是吧？ 呀，这里反而这样正解 The outlaws agree to fight with you, fight for you， 就这个。好，下一章应该就能把它拿回来了。续反正节奏还挺快的。
After 17 years, I finally returned to the place I'd once called home.
就来了是吧 ？Chapter 19叫什么？复权啊 ，The Return to Earth's Castle。突然会变快了，我没点啊，我刚刚一直没点。
There was a small army of famished outlaws hiding in the surrounding woods, waiting for my signal to attack.
靠，你怎么穿了个小红帽
Led by my vengeful brother, Richard.
Vengeful brother.
But I had to be sure that Elizabeth was safe. The poor girl who in my stead had been doomed to become William Hamley's wife.
Earth's Castle inspect. 地图也没什么用啊，有时候 Earth's Castle 1154. Originally, the father of Earl Bartholomew ordered to build a castle a few miles outside the market town of Sharing, which was meant to serve as the seat of the town's earl. That area, including a small village, the surroundings and the building itself, is now known as Earl's Castle. The castle had mainly served as living quarters for the Earl's family, but its defenses have rarely been used. After Earl's Castle had been violently seized by the Hamleys, all other inhabitants were driven from the estate. Nowadays, Earl's Castle is a name to be feared. Ever since the Cathedral of Sharing was finished, William Hamley has become more disgruntled. Some believe he lost his faith and only lives to satisfy his own greed and hunger by stealing from starving peasants.
Get in line and stay in line. You'll all get your chance to pay your dues to Lord Hamley, you hear?
我操
So no pushing.
后面好血腥啊！呀，这不是 Eddie 吗 ？Get past Sheriff Eustace 啊，这还有那个是吧？先存档啊。下一期需要干的，反正一个是誓言，就把这个曾经 Ellie 和 Richard 跟他老爸讲的誓言给完成。另外一个是坐上王位，就坐上女王或者女伯爵的位置。
Here your face with dung
怎么还有这么一句话
your head is the only way you get out of here alive.
这个应该是 bug， 就是之前那句话还挺长的，还没讲完，还没讲完。
Oh, shut up！
干嘛？没了。那个要当女伯爵有一个条件很直接的，就当时如果你没有把 Richard 救起来，就是你把 Richard 弄死的话，是直接可以达成，是自动达成。但你如果没有让 Richard 就挂掉，你如果让他活到现在的话，反而难做啊。就比如说当时有好几个选项，我应该没选错啊。就是首先你发誓的时候，你不能犹豫，你要马上发作为阿里。然后如果你在 Richard 犹豫的时候，你要让他自己做出决断，不能帮他太多，就你要让他独立一点。剩下就不知道了，这争取能搞定。搞不定的话，这个跟那个什么 Brother Marcus 一样也挺烦的。OK， 30分钟完，还有最后3章，这长度果然还是比较虚的，有时候很长，有时候很短。有时候1个半小时，有时候只有30分钟。